Hello everyone, welcome to demo video on Salesforce admin and developer, and this demonstration session is organized by MindMagits. Now let me give a short introduction about myself because I will be the trainer for this training program. Total industry experience I am having is 18 years, in which 7 years of experience I am having in Salesforce as a training and consulting, especially in Salesforce. And apart from that, I worked in Salesforce as a developer, as a consultant, and at present I am working as a Salesforce consult. So I have delivered more than 50 plus batches on Salesforce. So more than 50 plus batches, these are the small numbers I have mentioned. I have delivered more than that. I'm very much experienced with SFDC implementation, which would be covering the Sales Cloud, Service Cloud, Chatter, App Exchange implementations, and the customizations using Visualforce, FX programming, and Lightning components and automations in Salesforce CRM solutions. Let's talk about the course curriculum because this is a complete training program related for admin and development both. So therefore, the total number of duration will be 40 hours, and in 40 hours, we would be covering the admin as well as the developer part. So we'll start with the admin part initially. First of all, so we have topics like relationships, dependencies, validations, and so on, sharing, profile-based, role-based, record types, automations. So these are the very important topics for an administrator. And later on, once we jump into development part, so in development part, the important topics are MVC introduction, the model view and controller introduction, Apex classes, Visualforce pages, wrapper classes, JavaScript, action functions, action controllers, parameters, page references. Along with that, let me show the complete session plan. This is a complete session plan. Because of the space, I was not able to add the complete course curriculum over there, but as you can see, we have a couple of other more sessions like the triggers also, test classes, app exchange, files connectivity like integration, setting up live chat agent in Salesforce, community introduction, integration part. We have also included integration part also as a part of our Salesforce development, including the custom buttons, custom link actions, and LWC components. So LWC components are additional topics we have added just to give you an overview because in Salesforce development, they might require a person who will be having an idea about LWC components. So we have included these topics as well. So this is about course curriculum. So what's the today's agenda? So the agenda for today's session is, first of all, I'm going to give you a quick overview about CRM. What is Salesforce CRM? The purpose of Salesforce CRM, the architecture. Then I'll tell you about the Salesforce development, admin development market trend, salary trend, you can say. Then we'll have a question and answer round at the end. And before that, before winding up my session, I would be going to practical implementation of Salesforce on a Salesforce instance. And then finally, we'll have a question and answer round. So if you have any questions or queries, you can post your comments in comment box or you can connect with us for the query. So if we talk about CRM introduction, CRM solution. So you might have heard this term couple of times, CRM. What a CRM stands for? A CRM stands for Customer Relationship Management. And CRM is a technology, or you can say it's a methodology which is used to manage all the company's relationship and interactions with customers and potential prospects, you can say. I would like to get a list of all my prospects. I would like to manage a list of prospects so that we can use the list of prospects for marketing purpose, for sales purpose, to increase the sales. And CRM, it helps in improving the business relationship. So basically, if you consider CRM, if we compare CRM with the traditional applications, so in traditional applications, we have individual solutions. We might require a database for managing all the database. We require a front-end application in order to store the data into database, or if we are good with the database, if we know how to manage the database, if we know all the DML and DCL operations, we can directly sit on the top of the database and we can run all the DML or DCL statements. So those who are not familiar with the programming, those who are not familiar with the database language or database script or query languages, for them and front-end application is required. And here comes an issue, because the issue will be the connectivity between, or you can say the link between the front end and the back end application. Back end in terms of database, and front end is the application which a user is going to interact. Now that user might be an internal user, or that user might be an external user, or any customer, any client. So using CRM, basically CRM is a mechanism which put all the things together under one place. It encapsulates everything at a single location. It provides a centralized database. It helps in managing the marketing application. It helps in managing the marketing activities, sales activities, and service activities. So, and not only CRM helps an organization to retain their existing customers, also it also helps an organization to gain new customers by understanding their requirement, basically by understanding their needs, basically what kind of requirement do they have, and according to that the CRM will provide them solutions to the client, to the internal business. Salesforce is one of the CRM solutions at present in the industry, and if we check on the website, even if we check on the Salesforce website, it's clearly mentioned over there that Salesforce is one of the world's #1 CRM solution. So I'm not saying that it is already, it's an official statement by Salesforce. So anyone can go and check on the Salesforce website. It's mentioned. Now, why Salesforce is saying that? What makes Salesforce #1 CRM? Let's try to understand this with the help of an example. I am running a business and I would like to maintain all my customers' information, my distributors' information, my partners' information, my retailers' information. So I might be using an Excel database. I might be using a database, a relational database like SQL, or any structured or unstructured database. But when it comes to automation, my database, my Excel doesn't support that. Then I need some additional applications. I need some third-party applications to perform automations. Automations like email automation, text automation, as a task assigning automation, or field update automation. The current solutions which we are using, the current applications which I'm using right now, they doesn't support automation to me. I need, at the end of the day, once my database is ready, I would like to visualize my data with the help of charts. Definitely in Excel we can have charts option, but I would like to automate this, that at the end of every month, or at the last day of every month, it will automatically generate a report and forward it to the decision makers or to the stakeholders. So we want to automate services as much as functionality. We want to automate them so that it can release the load from the employees, and the employees can invest that duration in some other activity for improving in the business. Salesforce plays a very important role in that. Salesforce says that you just take care of your application, you just take care of your business. Rest of the things I will take care of. The database, the connectivity with the database, resources, everything will be handled by Salesforce. So Salesforce provides a platform where an organization, a team within an organization, the sales team, the marketing team, and the service team, they sit on the same platform. They reside at the same level. They can interact with each other without leaving the environment. The information can be shared with each other as per the permissions given. For this, they don't require any special resources. They don't require heavy resources for this. They don't require any specific dedicated machine, because Salesforce is a 100% cloud solution. So Salesforce runs on cloud. So therefore, I have mentioned a tagline also: no hardware, no software, no headache. So Salesforce is a software as a service company. We used to call this as a SaaS. Basically, all CRM solutions, they stand on 3 pillars, I can say, and those 3 pillars are SaaS, PaaS, and IaaS. SaaS stands for software as a service, PaaS stands for platform as a service, and IaaS stands for infrastructure as a service. SaaS is basically like the ready-to-use applications. Like we just pay for the services we are using. And platform as a service, we can design custom solution as per our requirement. And IaaS is an infrastructure as a service, that we can support the services, we can support infrastructure to other users, which Salesforce is not deal with that. Let me give you one very good example, and I believe that after that example, you can easily understand the use of Salesforce, or you can easily understand the difference between the SaaS and the PaaS. SaaS, we can relate SaaS as, let's suppose I need to travel, or if I want to travel from one location to another, or let's say, like I'll tell you in terms of an IT terminology. Let's suppose I want an application, I want to do WhatsApp, I want to send a message. So what I'll do, I should design an application for myself, or I can directly get to the Play Store or the iStore okay, Apple Store, and I can download the applications from there. So definitely, instead of designing and developing a new application, I can reuse the existing one. Application is already available. I simply get to the store and download the application. In Play Store, most of the applications are free, but when we go to iStore or iTunes Store or basically Apple Store, there might be applications are paid. So if it is required, we can download the application. If we require any subscription to the register, we can do that. We can pay for a cost and we can use the application. So instead of developing an application from beginning, what we are doing, we are only using the existing application with a very minimal cost. And in future, if we don't require to continue with that application, we can stop renewing the services, and our subscription will get cancelled, and that application will not work. Whereas in PaaS is basically platform as a service. If you want to do some customization in that service, in that application, or if you want to design a new application, so therefore we take help of developers, and either we can hire developers or we can outsource the requirement, and the developers can design and develop an application for us as per our requirement. That is PaaS. So Salesforce is best known for its CRM products, the product which Salesforce is offering. So basically, Salesforce is built on Force.com platform, as you can see, and Force.com platform, being a Salesforce developer, will be working on Force.com platform, where we'll be going to learn how to design and develop a custom application as per the industry requirement. These days, Salesforce is into every domain. Salesforce is in sales domain, marketing domain, retail domain, service domain, HR domain, finance domain, healthcare domain. Salesforce is almost everywhere. Salesforce is fits for a from small to big organization. It is not confined only to bigger organization. It is for all type of organization. Definitely a subscription cost is there. So based on the requirement, the companies, they can register an account. They can get a subscription as per their industry, as per the requirement. Let's try to do the comparison between the traditional CRM and the Salesforce CRM. Traditional CRM, basically it hosted on the firm server. So basically when we talk about the traditional CRM, we need to set up a server. We need to set up the resources, dedicated resources, and we require a dedicated team to manage that server, to manage the application, to CRM solution. Whereas in Salesforce, it's hosted on the cloud. So everything which is hosted on cloud, we are free from the resources. Or basically setting up the traditional application is not that simple. Actually, it may take time, because configuration, if it's a big configuration, if it's a configuration for big organization, then definitely it will take time. But if you are working with Salesforce CRM solution, so easy to understand and easy to use. So the traditional CRM solutions are tough to get started with. It's not easy for everyone to start working on the traditional CRM, but believe me, working with Salesforce is pretty simple, just like point and click. If you need an option, if you need some functionality to be configured, simply navigate to just get to the setup in Salesforce, look for that option, configure it, and done. That's all. The setting will be configured successfully. So yes, definitely we required a specialized training on that, but even after training in traditional CRM, sometimes the configuration will not that simple as comparative to Salesforce CRM. And everything at the end, at the end of the day, everything ends with the cost. So setting up the traditional CRM cost is high for that, and the cost for setting up a CRM solution is very less, because in Salesforce we are only paying for the subscription, as I mentioned. The rest of the things will be taken care by Salesforce. So let's suppose if thousands of customers are interacting with your traditional CRM solution, then you need to take care of the bandwidth also. Whereas in Salesforce, there is no we don't have to worry about the bandwidth. If you have 1,000 customers or 2,000 customers are interacting, Salesforce will automatically take care of that. So this is the difference between the Salesforce CRM and the traditional CRM. Now, Salesforce also supports integration. So being a Salesforce developer, you need to work on integration part also. So that's why if you see, like in the curriculum, I have added few topics from integration also, because Salesforce is a solution which can integrate with almost all the solutions at present. Salesforce can easily integrate it with Amazon, or AWS Web Services, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, Google Analytics, YouTube, and Salesforce can offer a solution for HR systems. Salesforce can easily integrate it with the existing corporate systems, financial systems, call centers and phone systems, and legacy systems. So integration is very simple in Salesforce, yes, but this will be done by the developer. Now, if we talk about the Salesforce features, so we have Salesforce features like forecasting. We can do forecasting with Salesforce. So based on the previous record, Salesforce can do forecasting. We can collaborate the sales, ongoing sales or upcoming sales with our existing record. Sales performance management, lead management, territory management, partnership management, file sync and share, reports and dashboard, communities, email integration, analytics like Einstein Analytics or visualization, develop and deploy innovative apps, opportunities and codes, contact management, marketing and sales leads, and so on. So these are the features of Salesforce. There are many more features, but these are the main features which make Salesforce popular. If we talk about the companies, the top companies used by using Salesforce, you can see Deloitte is there, Accenture is there, Infosys, Facebook, Google, Twitter, even Amazon is also using Salesforce, Capgemini, so TCS. So there are big top shot organizations are there, those who are using Salesforce as a CRM solution for different purpose, for different purpose. It depends on industry requirement, because as I mentioned that Salesforce is not confined to one domain. Salesforce can work with multiple domains. So as per the industry requirement, as per the client business requirement, the companies, they configure Salesforce. For that, either they can hire the developers, they have a Salesforce developer team, or they can outsource the requirement. Both will work. Now, if we talk about the Salesforce architecture, so the Salesforce architecture is a multi-tenant architecture. So the single Salesforce server instance will be shared by multiple clients. So it's like a multi-tenant, like client A, client B, client C can access the common application. And when client A logged in, he would be able to access his interface in his language. Client B can access the interface in his language, and client C can access the interface in different language. And not only language, even time zone also. Let's suppose if client A is from IST time zone, client B is from EST, client C is from CST. As soon as they configure, as soon as they logged in and the configuration will be done, so they can set the time zone as per their as per their local time. So it can be easily relate with that, and according to that the time zone will change. According to that, the language option is also there, so language can be changed, or the whole application be translate into their required language. But when it comes to the updation, so vendor need to update the application only once. A vendor need to update the application at the server side, and all the clients, those who are accessing the application, they will get the updated application, updated it will reflect to all the clients. Salesforce is offering the single data storage for multiple clients. So single data storage means centralized data storage. As I mentioned in the beginning also, that Salesforce supports the centralized data location, centralized data set. So all the information will be stored at one place for all the clients. So it's easy to relate the information to share the information, or to relate the information with people. And as you know that anything which is shared with multiple users, definitely it's very economical, and the maintenance cost will be shared. You can consider like that if you are using a private transportation or a public transportation for your travel. If you use a private transportation, you have to take care of everything. You have to take care of the service also. If it breaks down in the middle, you need to get it repaired first, and then you can continue your journey. Whereas in public transportation, if it breaks down in the middle, you don't have to stand there and help them out to repair it. You can simply change your transportation. You need to pay for only that much cost, the distance you have traveled. Whereas in private transportation, you travel or don't travel, doesn't matter. You have to bear the cost. So this is the one of the you can easily understand the difference between the private and public with this example. And not only this, the Salesforce is offering the sharing rules which are configured in Salesforce. They are enforced by the governor limit. So they used to follow the governor limit. Now when we talk about the Salesforce specialized skills, so the Salesforce developer, because admin, they have the initial configurations like the relationship, security, and so those are configurations can be done easily like point and click. programming is not required, or programming knowledge is not required. But when it comes to Salesforce admin and developer both, so it's always a good idea that you must be having some programming skills also. And Salesforce developers or typically have a specialized skills and experiences. So once, like basically you can say, once the training is over, once you start working as a Salesforce admin developer, or once you gain experience in Salesforce admin developer, you will be good with Salesforce functionalities, info Apex classes, Visual Force pages, custom pages, Lightning components, and OOPS concepts, JavaScript, SOCL, SAQL, and SSL. So after this, you will be able to you will be specialized in these things. If we talk about the scope of the technology, that is the very first question, very important question, that even after completing this training on Salesforce admin developer, what is the scope of the technology? What the market trends? Like, are there really job openings or a good pay scales in the industry or not? Let's try to understand this with the help of an image. So the Salesforce job trend will be that there would be 3.3 million jobs will be created in the Salesforce ecosystem by 2020, because most of the companies, they are moving on to Salesforce all over the globe. There will be having more than 3.3 million jobs in Salesforce. Again, this is an official statement by Salesforce itself. 300,000 new jobs this year, 1.3x faster job growth, and there are few more stats about job trend. Now, if we talk about the salary trend, so that this is the salary trend for Salesforce admin. So if you have both admin and development skills, definitely the salary will be higher. And if you have both the skills, you can work in any role. You can work you can work in a development role. You can work in admin role also. You can work in a business analyst role also. But for that, you need to have some BA knowledge also, BA skills also. Like using your admin skills, you can work as a business analyst. But for that, you need to first gain the analysis skill or BA skill, like how to create the requirement documentation, BRD, okay, business requirement documentation, and functional requirement documentation. So, and how to create the use cases, how to create the data model, how to how to identify the SDLCs and all. So basically you need to gain the knowledge on BA skills and up. Okay, and then you can easily use your admin knowledge in that. So my means to say is, having, like, after this training, after this complete training, you can work either as an administrator, or you can work as a developer, or you can work as a business analyst. Once you have once you have a developer skills, then you have chances to grow up to Salesforce technical architect. So there might good chances to grow as a Salesforce developer. But again, as I mentioned, being a Salesforce developer, you need to have admin skills also. Basically, that would always a good platform, like you can say, that would always be a good thing, that once you have the admin, then you move to developer. But it depends on the requirement. So this curriculum is designed in such a way that after this curriculum, as I mentioned, this training, you will be having skills both for admin as well as for developer. Now let me tell you about the projects which we are going to demonstrate in this, or which we are going to work in this training. So in this training, we would be working on a project as an HR management. It's a recruitment management project. And in this recruitment management project, basically there are two projects we are working on. One project which we will be going to cover during the sessions, and one project once the 50% training is over, then we'll start working on that project. So that would be a self-paced project, or you have to work on that, and I'll guide you how to do that, and I'll provide you the document called self-learn. And side by side, whenever it is required, so we'll be having a look into that project, and I'll guide you also how to work on that. And in that project, we will be using the complete knowledge what we used to gain during the training, from the admin till the complete development. So the first project will be working as a recruitment management, and this recruitment management is related with the HR management. And in this project, what we'll be going to do is, we would be going to track the current openings in an organization, and the job application submitted by the candidate for the current job opening. So basically, and at the same time, we need to perform some automations like sending acknowledgement email to the candidate, and informing about the owner that the position is going to expire in such and such days. and once the job application is accepted or rejected, so send notification that time also. So basically, it's a small application about HR management. The second project is about the online training management, and that in that project will be used to configure the complete online training module. That would be kind of a live project actually, and in that project you will be going to learn that how to deal with the, like how to manage the courses offered by by a training company, the trainers, those who are delivering those trainings, how to configure the relationship between the trainers and trainer object, basically trainer and the courses table. So, and how to create custom visual force pages, flows, and the lightning pages for lightning components for getting the information or to managing the database. So that would be a complete live project, would be very helpful. And as I mentioned that in that project you can use all the skills for both for admin as well as for developer as on required. Now let me give you a quick walkthrough about Salesforce actually. So I was talking about a project, so let me give you a quick walkthrough about the project. So my project is something like this one, and I'm just going to show you that. And as you can see in this project, what is happening, for example, I want to add a new course, so I can quickly get to the option and I can add a new course from here, and this information will store into my Salesforce. Trainer registration, course registration, then we can have a student registration. I want to list out all the courses, so I can search for a course. I can just search for Salesforce, and when I type search, it will list me out all the Salesforce, all the courses they are offering, which contain the sales. If I say I can list all the courses, the offered courses. Then we have a student registration page where the students can register with us. Then a search student option is there. For example, I just wanted to know whether a student is a existing candidate, existing student, or a new student. So we can search out, and at the same time we can list out that this student registered with us, when he get enrolled with us, and how many trainings he has attended with us. So complete list about that student. And let's suppose if that student is not registered with us, so we can just give an option to register new. Then we have a training calendar option also. In this, what we have done, we have used a lot of customization with the help of Visual Force and Apex classes. We have used flows also, and we have used other automation. We have used a lot of automations also, like workflow management, process builder management, and trigger management, and so on. So in Salesforce, as I was talking about that, it's a point and click. Let's suppose, as you can see, I'm on my Salesforce interface, and for example, I just wanted to check the company information. So I can just simply look for company information easily. Company information. So I can see company information, and I can manage the company details as on required. If you want to change the language, if you want to manage the list of the holidays or the fiscal year, we can do that easily without leaving Salesforce. Not only this, if I want to manage the marketing activities, I can get to the marketing application and I can manage my marketing activities easily from here. So I can manage my marketing, I can manage all my campaign activities, I can manage all my leads. And not only this, I can basically we can track that how many leads has been converted, and then finally we can visualize this with the help of reports and dashboards. So analysis can be done, or data analysis can be done. So that can be done. So we'll be going to work on all these things in our regular sessions. So the additional course resources which we'll be offering, the documentation, the useful references, the sample resumes we'll be offering. Okay, we'll be offering the sample resumes, and we'll be also helping you guys out in the resume preparation. That also we are going to help you out on that. So this is all about in this Salesforce admin developer demo. So any doubts regarding the subject, you guys can discuss here, or any questions regarding the course timing, the course allocation, that you can discuss with the Mind Magic team after this demo. So if you have any questions, you can come up with your questions now. So I think that's all for today's demo session. Thank you for your feedback, everyone. Have a nice day. Goodbye.